I'm Donna.
And I'm Bruce, and this is Lyrical Wisdom.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to Lyrical Wisdom, where we dive into song lyrics and offer heart-based wisdom through our interpretations. If you enjoy what you're hearing, don't forget you can catch every episode of Lyrical Wisdom on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and more.
You can also find us on YouTube. Just search Lyrical Wisdom Show. Do you have a song you'd like to hear us shed some light on? You can email us requests, questions, comments to lyricalwisdomshow@gmail.com. That's lyricalwisdomshow@gmail.com. Or leave a comment on a YouTube video. We'd really love to hear from you. And all requests get an episode and a shout out.
So join us every Tuesday and Friday as we dig deep and deliver our wisdom. And thank you for sharing, liking, and subscribing to Lyrical Wisdom. Good morning, Bruce.
Good morning, Donna.
How are you today?
I'm having another day in paradise. How are you?
That paradise day is so beautiful.
Oh, thank you. I love it, and I'm glad I can share it.
I love it. Yeah. Yeah, me too. Me too. You know, I mean, isn't that what paradise does? It makes you happy.
It does make you happy. And I think that's what, in one song they said, all we need is love. And, a lot of people kind of laugh at that, but I love it. And I think that's true. And I think that's why we see that happiness in paradise.
Yeah, that was the Beatles, wasn't it? All you
Yes.
need is love.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do. I absolutely understand how important, especially at this time where we're at in this very unique world of ours, to carve out a little slice of paradise and just be able to go there anytime you want.
I agree. Take a moment, and we actually just did a great song recently about that exact idea. And I know you guys are going to love it, but I agree. Having that moment internally where you can just take a deep breath and enjoy your own paradise.
Right.
And there's so many reasons why I believe you actually make that exist, and it is real. But if we get into that, I'm going to probably take over the conversation and decide that's what we're talking about today. And we have a beautiful song to
I just
do
appreciate
today.
you, Bruce, for reminding us that paradise is and can be within you every moment, wherever you are. I just love that. Thank you so much, Bruce. And thank you, all of you,
Thank you.
for being here with us on this magical day. I love doing this. We do this for you, and we enjoy it so much.
Yes, we do.
I mean, it puts me in paradise when I do this, Bruce.
I agree.
You remind me too.
I do too. I get to talk to you. I get to talk to Allison. I get to see you guys. I get to be in this moment, and we get to have basically. It's like we're having lunch together or breakfast together, and we extend it a little bit so that we, spend a little more time during that day, and then, we get to go on with the rest of our experience. And I love that because that I relish. I truly, truly savor that every single time. And I love to be here with those of you who are listening, because anytime you're listening, we're connected. And I love that. I love that energetic connection, and my love and gratitude to you and to our listeners. And I think that we both, I don't hesitate to say this for Donna, because we love it when you guys send us requests.
Oh yes, that is my favorite thing, is when we get to do requests, because it really fills our hearts to know that you all, are sharing this with us and are wanting our input to be able to be with you and your favorite song and sharing wisdom on the lyrics. I just love it. Love it. Love it. We love your requests. Don't forget to send us your requests.
Yes,
And don't forget, we have a beautiful gift for you, right?
we do. This is something that our, well, I want to say my dear friend, but also one of our, oh my goodness, amazing teammates has helped us create is a playlist.
Mm-hmm.
That was what you were talking about, right, Donna? I have to make sure.
Sure was.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yep,
I
you
want to make
caught
sure that,
it.
yeah, because otherwise we all, you and me both out there, listeners, you and me both would have been surprised today. But that was, yeah, no, I knew that was what it was about. There's a wonderful playlist that you can go and listen to. And where do they find that, Donna?
On Spotify.
Hooray. And they have all of most of the songs. Excuse me for saying all of the songs. Boy, I want to be very excited this morning and tell you we got all of our
Eventually, it
episodes.
will
But
be
yeah,
all the songs.
yes, we're getting there.
Oh,
But
yes,
we have a
yes.
few already. We would love you guys to go check it out. It's definitely enough songs up there to call it a playlist. And so
Right.
we will have more and it's going to grow. And I love this because now you can listen to us and listen to the song.
Right. So just on Spotify, search for Lyrical Wisdom Songs. It's a playlist that our dear tech guru Ali has
Yes.
created just for you. And
Yes.
I love it, love it, love it. And
Me too.
today is kind of, I love this song because this is a great segue into it, Bruce, because this is what this song is saying. It's saying to create your song list, to do
Yes.
what brings your heart joy, to be in this world and make it whatever you know, are desiring, what brings you joy, what brings you happiness.
It has to be done intentionally for yourself. And I believe that. I believe in it that way. Yeah, I agree because that is what, sometimes we we don't always know what the nuances of the wind is bringing us.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
the wind it can seem to me invisible. You don't see it, you just feel it, you hear it. It is
Right.
something that is there without almost without substance.
Yeah.
And the fact of the matter is there is so much more there. And so
Oh,
that is that
it's
is
actually beautiful because it's full of colors
it
that we
is
cannot
full
see.
it is full of colors that we cannot
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
And you could think of that as a setback. Oh, we're human. Well, we can't see those beautiful colors. Well, this is
Yeah.
true. There's a lot of the ultraviolet spectrum that we are not capable of seeing.
That's
However,
true.
this is where we have wonderful senses, and I do believe that we can sense and feel the colors that you're talking about without
Mm-hmm.
having to try too hard. We can tap in and
Right.
we can get into it and truly enjoy, I think, this song because that's what it is going to shed some light about.
Oh, yes. And I hope that it opens your heart as much as it opens mine,
And mine,
especially, yes, when I listen to this song, a very, very special song from a musical. It is, it's a musical, and it was written by Stephen Schwartz. And I'm realizing what a beautiful, creative genius this man was. He
yes.
wrote so many musicals,
Oh my
like
goodness, yeah.
like Wicked. We did remember we've done a song for from that musical, and this
Yes,
musical is Pocahontas.
it is. I'm excited
And
about
I
this.
am so excited about this song that Stephen Schwartz wrote. Judy Kuhn sang this song in Pocahontas, and I am so grateful and excited to bring to you colors of the wind. You think I'm an ignorant savage, and you've been so many places, I guess it must be so. But still, I cannot see if the savage one is me. How can there be so much that you don't know? You think you own whatever land you land on. The earth is just a dead thing you can claim. But I know every rock and tree and creature has a life, has a spirit, has a name. You think the only people who are the people who look and think like you. But if you walk the footsteps of a stranger, you'll learn things you never knew. You never knew. Have you ever heard the wolf cry to the blue corn moon? Or asked the grinning bobcat why he grinned? Can you sing with all the voices of the mountain? Can you paint with all the colors of the wind? Come run the hidden pine trails of the forest. Come taste the sun-sweet berries of the earth. Come roll in all the riches all around you. And for once, never wonder what they're worth. The rainstorm and the river are my brothers. The heron and the otter are my friends. And we are all connected to each other in a circle, in a hoop that never ends. How high does the sycamore grow? If you cut it down, then you'll never know. And you'll never hear the wolf cry to the blue corn moon. For whether we are white or copper-skinned, we need to sing with all the voices of the mountain. We need to paint with all the colors of the wind. You can own the earth and still all you'll own is earth until you can paint with all the colors of the wind.
Beautiful.
Yeah, yeah.
Very, very beautiful.
You know, Bruce, I've never really said this, but I am a painter. I paint in a different way than most people because I go within and call on the wind, the spirit, whatever one may call that place or that thing that is divinity within. And then I just begin to mix and pour and allow the paint to bring forth a picture to me. And it's always so beautiful because
That
it just flows. And
that's
this has really hit home today with this Colors of the Wind, because it starts off with, I mean, so many people. You think I'm an ignorant savage. Just that label can be thrown upon any one of us and
Yeah.
just exchange the word savage for
Yeah.
something else
Yeah.
and ignorant for something else. It's we are so quick to label others without understanding them, right?
No, I couldn't agree with you more. And actually, what's really funny is, it we don't think of it. I don't think I think of it this way until I just heard you speaking. And I encourage our audience out there to listen to this episode again. When Donna starts speaking about painting, close your eyes and enjoy that moment like I just did. That was amazing, Donna. And I encourage you to because I just went to some of the places that she was talking about. And, you might come out of it a little bit as it goes on, but that was just beautiful. And I think that you can really find a little bit of a meditation moment in there. Because that was beautiful, Donna. I
Thank
um
you.
I really, really felt that. And I agree with you. What I was gonna say is that, I've never thought of this with this type of a sentence, but you could say you think I'm an ignorant savage, or you could say you think I'm a brilliant genius.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
I know it doesn't, when you say it those ways, it almost sounds like that doesn't make sense, Bruce Guy. And I kind of agree, like I know, but I also think that, it's both sides of it. We think of people in ways, and actually they are. And that is it. We are. It's not it. I just know that, we are. I am, you are. And it's so simple. It's like we go back to grammar school. And it's just so funny because I thought, you think I'm an ignorant savage could be replaced with you think I'm a brilliant genius because it's either kind of either judgment, if you will.
Right, right. Because for me, they are one and the same.
Yes. Thank
It's,
you. I thank
yeah,
you. Thank
that,
you.
that there are two sides to every coin.
Hmm.
And it's in realizing the one coin as being the same
Yeah. You
that
can, yeah.
you realize it is all just one. And I love the way Stephen in his lyrics does say we are all connected. But
Yes.
I think going back to the beginning, you've been so many places. In other words, you've traveled the world. You've got all this knowledge of this place and that place and these people and those people. And therefore, because you have that type of knowledge, you call me ignorant and a
Yeah.
savage because I don't, I don't have that, refined beingness around me
Yeah.
because, I don't comb my hair every day or, it's like, I
Yeah.
guess it must be so, if that's how you want to look at yourself versus, you know, someone else, it's okay.
Yeah. And that's
It's okay for you to see the differences,
yeah.
but still, I cannot see if
Yeah.
the savage one is me.
Yes.
In other words, the definition of a savage is somebody that, is so unrefined that they have no understanding,
Yeah.
period.
Yeah. Yeah. And
You think of it almost as animalistic.
yeah,
But even in that sense, Bruce, animals are so connected
they
and
are.
so spiritual.
They
I
are.
mean, it's like, wow,
It
you
is.
know?
It's true. And I
Yeah.
and I think you're right. If but still I cannot see if the savage one is me because that you put it so well because that is a question. It's
Hmm.
not a, you know, it's not a it is I mean it's obviously a question, but the question is being asked, am I the savage one? And that is a valid question for the sake of just everything that you had just mentioned, because, and you've been so many places, I guess it must be so, it just doesn't seem like it resonates with the person who is actually singing these words. How can there be so much that you don't know? And that part, I think, just led into what, what we're talking about. It's like, how can there be so much that you don't know with all
Yeah.
this stuff that is purported
You've
to be
traveled
what
the
you do?
world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, you think I'm the ignorant savage? It just seems, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't resonate with this person.
Yeah.
And, it goes on and it's, thinking about the song that this came from, it really kind of hits you in the heart. And, you think you own whatever land you land on. The earth is just a dead thing you can claim. And, I think it's very strong. And I think that there's a history of this in a certain way with these lyrics. And I love how, as we mentioned before, how it's Stephen Schwartz, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love how
The
he kind of
author,
helps.
yes.
Yeah, how he kind of helps us really, really feel this and really sense this. And that is just so strong because, I mean, it's just very right on top of how your heart would feel if there was somebody that was basically telling you, you are this. And you're like, wait a minute here. I get it that you've done this, that, and the other thing, and you know the things you know, but how can there be so much that you don't know? And I mean, you just think you can go and take whatever you want. The earth is just a dead thing you can claim. It's like, what? It just doesn't resonate. You know, this person is singing words and it's because they cannot understand, you know, this activity. And,
Right, right.
it's,
Because, yeah, there's no connection with this other person in earth.
yes.
In other
Yeah.
words, it's like they see it just as land, as something they can claim, quote
Yeah.
unquote, as theirs.
Yeah.
And just, I mean, who says?
Yeah.
Who gave you the right to claim this land? You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
does this land not have a life of its own, have a expression, have a soul of its
Yeah.
own? I mean, that's what I love. It's the introduction of Gaia, of the spirit that lives within all, lives in the wind, lives in the dirt, lives in the water,
Yeah.
lives in, all the elements, the fire, every single blade of grass
Yeah.
lives. It's alive. And life, anything that's alive has spirit within it.
Yes.
And
Absolutely.
that's what is so opening of the mind, so mind
Yeah.
boggling, to
Yeah.
realize every blade of grass.
Every
I mean,
single
think
thing.
about how much grass covers this earth.
Well, and think about how much life covers this earth,
Yes,
because that's the hardest part about,
because
you
that's
know,
what, Judy Kuhn,
yeah,
Pocahontas, goes on to say is
yeah,
that I know every rock and tree and creature has a life, a spirit, has a name.
yeah,
And that right there, it says it all. It
it
says,
does.
how do you not know this? You've
Yeah,
traveled the world
yeah,
and you don't see the spirit, the life
yeah,
that's alive in every rock, every creature. It's you think the only people who are the people who look and think like you.
yes,
And I
yeah, and
think
that's the
that
part that is
is
so.
so powerful.
It really is. I was just, you read my mind. It's it's the the sense of, the I want to almost say it's kind of like I don't want to say it's a tribal kind of instinct, but there is a sense that, there has to be this collective thought process where we all kind of march in lockstep, if you will, and kind of do things the same, or, we're supposed to behave like this and we're supposed to do those things and be like that. And I kind of get a sense of that as far as like where, are the people who look and think like you, kind of makes it kind of sound a little bit like, you know, the only people who are equivalent of something that deserves to be a person, to be respected or or loved as another entity in this experience, or people that just think and are the same and look like this other person. It just, it sounds a little I don't know how to say it. It's like, I don't want to say it's like teamwork because goodness gracious, I don't feel like teams are all like that. I love the diversity of some of the teams I've worked with in my life. But I think it just kind of like, it's got this sense of a
Well,
programming behavior.
yeah, yeah, because I think what it does is it goes back to the point that you're calling me an ignorant savage,
Yeah.
not a
Yeah.
person. And that's
Dehumanizing.
what this, right, that's what this
Yeah.
says is you think the only people who are the people who look and think like you. In other words, you think that people that have a different skin color, who speak a different language, who, you know,
Who
don't
look
look like
differently.
you aren't
Yeah.
people.
Yeah. Or maybe they yeah, it's just,
It's fascinating.
it's,
But
it is
so,
fascinating.
yeah, we get caught up in that, you know, like you said, that thought process of, um, you know, division, dividing
Yeah.
one another against each other, and understanding we all are one is so beautiful that, this song is creating the opportunity to see that.
Absolutely.
Because she goes
Absolutely.
on to say, if you walk the footsteps of a stranger, you'll learn things you never knew. You never knew. In other
It's,
words, open your mind,
yes. Yeah.
try. And here we are. I mean, this is funny, but it's coming in loud and clear. So I'm bringing
Yeah.
it up, Bruce. What,
Absolutely.
especially with this, I don't know, this Atlas 3 comet or whatever, I3
Hmm.
Atlas. Anyway, it's like, are we going to accept the fact that there is more to this world, this universe? There are other beings out there that we can accept as us because they too are divinity. They may not look like us, they might be little green men or little gray men, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, we have an opportunity to really understand so much and to be able to expand who we really are in our divinity.
I
You
agree.
will
I think
learn
that,
things we never knew.
yeah.
Can you imagine
No,
that?
it's beautiful. It's, you know, can let's see. The name excuse me, the name. The never knew part. Like that's the thing is that when I try to frame it in a way that doesn't sound just a little too out there in the cosmos, Donna, and I don't need to. It's just that I know that if I assume that I know these specific things or everything, then there's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of things that I close myself off to learning and being able to and enjoy
Yeah.
while I'm in joy in every day. And I just find that to be too constrictive. And that's what I think is important, is that, it's really more interesting to be able to hear somebody's voice and what they have to say rather than get stuck on what they might be, what they might look like, what they might,
Mhm.
anything like that. Just, like, because there is a connection there, let's communicate, let's connect. And then, we can be in joy while we actually connect with people. And I love that. I'm really more about, I really feel that in my heart, because to be able to understand what somebody else is experiencing, sometimes you really have to walk in their footsteps. There's just no
Yes.
doubt sometimes you have to do that, which is why a lot of people will do pilgrimages and they'll go to different places and experience different things in the same way that let's say Buddha experienced it or Jesus experienced it or whomever like this. And it is because that is a connection to them. It makes them feel that that experience. And I think that that's a part of what this is. And so that's,
Yeah.
it's interesting because in some ways that door can be opened if you think of it in certain ways, because there is a sense of this there's nuance to this song. There's a sense of, well, if you believe in this way, then you can definitely experience those things through this venue. But if you don't believe in it in that way, then it would be like, I guess, Pocahontas here singing,
Yeah.
then obviously that person is an ignorant savage. And so, it just I love that about that, but it is all about exactly as you said, an open mind.
Yeah, it's learning to live in a non-judgmental way, right? Stop judging
Beautiful.
people.
Yeah.
Walk in their shoes first, you know? Spend time to understand where they're coming from before you call them a savage or ignorant or it's I love it. Especially, have you ever heard the wolf cry to the blue corn moon? And this is so special. Didn't we just have the corn moon? I'm pretty sure we just, or it's coming up, something like that, which is really love the synchronicity of all that.
Absolutely. It's right around this time of year that
Yeah.
we start having these very interesting fall
Oh my
change,
goodness. We
Yeah. And
did. Thank you, Allison. Thank you. The corn moon was the 1st of September, the September 7th, 2025. Not
wow,
exactly sure when this particular recording will make it out to you, but we are, we're recording it here
right
in
around,
September.
yeah, right
And
around the
we
time.
just had the full moon, September
Yes,
7th, and it was the corn moon.
that's
And what's
amazing.
cool about it is this is the blue corn moon, the harvest moon. And a blue moon is one that comes twice, right? Or something like that. It's even more special when it's a blue moon.
Yes, it is. That is a beautiful, beautiful moon. And I actually, I think we have some
Oh my
information.
God. Okay.
I'm not able to see it. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's something about the blue
I,
corn moon has no meaning in Native American folklore. It was actually created by Stephen Schwartz for the Disney song Colors of the Wind.
that's
Thank you, Allison.
really cute.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, I
but
couldn't,
just the blue moon,
yeah.
maybe I guess there hasn't ever been a blue corn moon
Wow.
because a blue moon is the occurrence of a second full moon in a single calendar month. So it only happens every 2.5 to 3 years. So that's, like I said, it's a special moon.
It is.
And
Well,
yeah,
it has been written about in song. But that's the thing is I'm just taken by, the eloquence of how he incorporated something. Okay, maybe there isn't a blue corn moon, but holy cow, we all know there is a blue moon.
yes,
And
yes. Famous
it's a
song,
beautiful
Blue
thing.
Moon.
And it is a very special moment. And or have you asked the grinning bobcat why he grinned? What a special thing to experience, I mean, it's a little bit like if I think it's like the story of the life of Pi, a man who experiences something with a tiger on a boat, or stories like
Yeah.
this that are incredible, to have these experiences with these animals, terrifying probably too, but at the same time, there's experiences that are obviously written in here. Have you ever seen a bobcat grinning and then ask him
And
why? It's
asked
like,
why.
wow.
Bruce, I don't think I've ever seen a bobcat grin. I really don't.
I've seen a
I mean,
bobcat, but I've never seen
yeah,
it grin, that's for sure.
yeah, I know. It's like, and obviously she has, or else she wouldn't have asked. That's what's beautiful about that.
That is what's
It's,
that is what's
yeah,
beautiful about that.
yeah,
There's such a wealth and depth of experience, and there is such a wealth and depth of flavor in this experience that Pocahontas has
right,
had in her life. It is a being in the moment of every day kind of life, and it isn't the same as what she's obviously experiencing as she's singing the song, to these people. I think it isn't the same as theirs. It obviously can't be. And so, you really, like you were saying, you're really seeing the two sides of the coin in a way, in kind of their own kind of way. You're seeing the
right.
two kinds of sides of the coin, but the human is the coin, you
Yes,
know, and that's the
exactly.
same. The human doesn't change
Exactly.
just because it's got tails
Yes.
or heads. Um, and so,
Yeah.
they have this, the, let's see here. Have you ever heard the wolf cry? We are on Can You Sing with All the Voices of the Mountain? Can you paint with all the colors of the wind? I love the voices of the mountain. Makes me think of echo, because if you sing in the mountains, you're going to get such a beautiful echo. Imagine if you have
Right.
harmony. It would be so
Right.
beautiful.
And I love the fact that right here and right now, she brings up singing. Can you
Yeah.
sing with all the voices of the mountain?
Yes.
And
Yes.
singing, using the voice is creating. It's how we create.
It
And the
is.
voices of the mountain. I love that you brought up the echo, Bruce. I didn't think of that. What I was thinking of is all the ancestors and wisdom and knowledge that has come
Yeah.
before, that is buried within the soil, and turned in to stones and rocks and minerals that we can dig up and hold on to and feel its frequency, its sound, because every single rock in the earth has its own frequency. We know that through the healing of crystals. You can hold an amethyst and feel its healing frequency coming through. So I just love that she brings up now, can you sing? Can you use your
Yeah.
voice
Yeah.
and connect it to all the voices of the mountain?
That's amazing. Yeah. Yes. And can you paint with all the colors of the wind? Again, I just suddenly felt
Exactly.
myself go back in time to when we were talking about how the wind can appear invisible, but there can be so much more to it. And that's why, that's the part, where it's the the wind is the wind is
There's
truly
frequency in it.
there's so much frequency, but it is also the entity that is actually more of it's more like the people that she's singing to.
Yeah.
It actually travels and experiences and goes and experiences everything. The wind blows, it covers, it touches, it is, it's everywhere. It's everything. It's everywhere. It's where does it not
Yeah.
go? What does it not touch? And so,
Mm,
if you think about it, I think in a way it's like saying, can you paint with all the colors of the wind?
yeah.
Because it's kind of a comparison. And it's like, hey, can you? Because the wind that I understand is something that is a lot more knowledgeable and much more with much more substance than what I feel like I'm experiencing with this other human being.
Right.
So
And what's
an
screaming,
interesting take,
yeah. Yeah. What's in my head right now, Bruce, when you speak of the wind, is I keep hearing, you know, Jesus, the word wind is tied into breath, and it's ruha. And that
Wow.
is when you are born onto this earth, you don't become alive. You're not animated, so to speak,
Hmm.
until you take that first breath of the wind, of the air, of Ruha, which is spirit. It is
That's beautiful.
spirit.
That's
It's
beautiful.
when you take your first breath, when you're born, you're taking in the spirit that brings everything to life here on earth. And so, yeah, can you paint with all the colors of the wind? Love that.
That's amazing. I do too.
Yeah,
That's beautiful, Donna. What a beautiful way to say it. Because, yeah, the that's when you breathe.
yeah,
eh, it's almost. I just realized it's something that you don't think about. When you breathe in the wind, and when you
yeah,
exhale, you give back. And so it's like we live this symbiotic life with the wind because we
yeah,
absolutely need it. We're dependent upon each other.
right.
Maybe we are more dependent on the wind than the wind is on us, but we have such a beautiful symbiosis. And you know, come run the hidden pine trails of the forest. Come taste the sun sweet berries of the earth. I love this. It's such beautiful. It's,
I,
you know,
the
I think of it as like,
magic.
yeah,
Yeah.
magical eye candy, and then
And the
eating beautiful,
love.
and then real earth candy. Yeah,
Yeah.
and the
The
love, because
sun sweet berries, not
yes,
just sweet berries,
and I
the
love how you
sun
just,
sweet
yeah,
berries.
when you said the love, I really feel that that is the love that the earth gives back to us when it knows that we have, well, I think it feels our love and gratitude in return.
Yeah.
Then it
Yeah.
shows us this beautiful pine trails of the forest and the sweet berries of the earth because, you know, we can live in symbiosis and have this relationship with these things in love and enjoy them and not feel like we are separated, we are divided
Well, Bruce,
in some sort of
yeah.
way.
Yeah, going back, I love the symbiotic nature of like we were talking about breath. You said,
Yeah,
you breathe it in and then you breathe it out. And if you just take a moment to think about that, every breath you take in is what someone else has breathed out.
yes. Yes.
Whether it's
And
a tree, flowers, an animal, grass, we all share the same breath, the same wind. And that's the colors I believe that she's talking about.
no, that's
Can
absolutely,
you paint
absolutely,
with the colors of the wind? Can you realize that every breath you take has been exhaled? It has a piece of someone, something else in it. You
absolutely,
have everybody, everything inside of you in the wind that you're breathing in from
absolutely,
everything else. And that,
absolutely.
come roll in all the riches all around you. Can you feel it?
Yeah,
And for once, never wonder what they're worth.
yeah.
They're,
Because they're invaluable. I mean, these
yes.
things are just
Yeah,
invaluable. There's no, it's just you can't put a value on this magic. It is just so amazing and beautiful.
no.
It needs to be simple. It just
Yeah,
needs to be. I mean,
yeah.
you don't want to restrain beauty like that. Let it shine, I think. And so
Yeah, we
that's
had a little garden this year, and
oh
to pick a strawberry right off that plant that's just so red and so ripe that's been kissed by the sun, and to put it directly in your mouth, it's like it's love. It truly is. When you can understand the gratitude and understand exactly what it is, a
oh my goodness,
gift
yes.
of, the sun sweet berries of the earth.
Yeah.
It's a richness. It's the riches all around you that
Yeah.
you're right. You can't put a number on it. It's
No.
worth so much more than you will ever know.
It is. And the rainstorm and the river are my brothers. And I was just thinking of this because of what we just talked about. The rainstorm and the river. Water to me is something that, you know, it is such an amazing life-giving resource. And we this I feel like that is a part of what this song is talking about is this, we breathe in, we drink in water. Water is we have a relationship with water because our body is how much percentage of
Three
it
quarters water, I
is water. And
believe.
so,
Yeah.
yeah. And so we're water beings. We need water in our lives. And water is the part of the foundation and structure of life. I think that, in a lot of ways, this song is kind of a little bit of a hint at some of these very kind of, I got to be honest, scientific kind of ideas simply
Mm-hmm.
being sung. And it's interesting because, I think a lot of times when you hear somebody speaking about these things in this very spiritual and beautiful and eloquent way that Stephen Schwartz has written this in this song, I think a lot of people forget that there's, within that spiritual and within that feeling, there is definitely true basis in science. It's hard to understand, but it is there.
Right. Right.
Here is an allusion to that. It's very, it's a little hint, but come on. I mean, the rainstorm and the river are my brothers. Well, yes, they have to be because we depend on water. That's a part of our family of the things that we live off of, you know?
Right.
And
Right. And the
so,
river flows. It's
yes,
it's it's like a rainstorm. It's like, the washing away and the
yes,
flowing of the river. There's so
yeah,
many lessons. You can, we teach each other. That's the brother that comes in, I think. Brothers, when you think of a brother, you think of, someone who watches out for you,
yeah, yeah,
someone who protects you, someone
yeah,
who helps teach you things.
yes, yeah.
And yeah, the rainstorm and the river are my brothers. The heron and the otter are my friends. I love that, Bruce, because
I
I
do
live on
too.
a little lake and we've got a blue heron and white herons and a green heron who like to hang around and
Yeah.
make their presence known.
Oh,
And to be able to just sit there in gratitude and say, thank you for allowing me to witness you
no,
is
I agree.
such a
Yeah.
beautiful thing.
Yes.
I feel that friendship in the heron and the otter.
I couldn't
Yeah.
agree with you more. It's so beautiful. And it goes on to say, and we are all connected to each other in a circle, in a hoop that never ends. And that's one that, like you just to me said exactly what that feels and is, feels
Mm-hmm.
like and is are those things, that connection that you just felt with, out on the lake. And I've actually been there. For anybody that's listening, it is beautiful. But yeah, you get this experience where this song is actually speaking to that. I love it. And that's the thing
Yes.
is it's so beautiful because it is that hoop. It's that circle that never ends. It's a constant cycle. Or since it's infinite, I think, well, you could call it a figure because what's the difference? And
Yeah,
and
the
so
natives, I think American, the indigenous people call it like wheel, the
oh
wheel
wow, oh
of
yes,
life,
yes, yes,
um, the circle of life. You know, there are so many names for it, but
yeah,
there we have, we know that everything is connected and it's infinite. It goes on and on and on and on. That's what I love. And that's, when yeah, it's part of that understanding that we all are connected.
absolutely, absolutely. And in a hoop that never ends. And
Yeah.
how high does this sycamore grow? If you cut it down, then you'll never know. And I love that too. You know, if if something is growing and it doesn't need to be, I guess the best way to put this is to borrow from a cliche and, just kind of say, if it isn't, you know, if it isn't broken, it doesn't need to be fixed.
Hmm.
I mean,
And I think also what he alludes to that I love is that how high does the sycamore grow? If you cut it down, you'll never know,
yeah.
and you'll never hear the wolf cry to the blue corn moon. Because if you cut down all the
Yes.
sycamore, you take away its home.
You
You
do. Oh
know,
my goodness. Oh my goodness.
when
Yes. Yes.
when we just don't have any understanding of the symbiotic nature of life and the circle of life, we can end it by breaking it and,
Yes.
cutting down all the trees,
That is true.
It's
That
like,
is true.
yeah, it
They they have this data about allowing the edges of creeks and streams and rivers to grow and be basically natural.
mhm.
And how, if you allow that, if it is allowed to be that way, that they've shown that certain wildlife has come back, certain things
Mm,
have grown more.
yeah,
The structure of the edges of the river becomes stronger. The river is less likely to change course, even though they can. They
yeah,
can have a mind of their own. But at
yeah,
the same time, there is that respect of, if you allow that sycamore to grow, if you allow that river to be, if you just allow things to be, it will become. And what happens next? Well, we don't know, but it could
right.
be something totally magical and beautiful. And maybe it's just going to be magical. Maybe it's just going to be a little magic. Maybe it's just going to be a little, I don't know, but I
Yeah.
just think it's a beautiful, beautiful way to say, let it be, like the Beatles.
Right. For whether we are white or copper skinned, we need to sing with all the voices of the mountain. We need to
Yes,
paint with all the colors of the wind.
that
Because you
is,
can own the
yeah,
earth and still all your own is earth until you can paint with all the colors of the wind. And what I love about this is you can own the earth with a capital E. In other
hmm
words, you can put your stake down and say, this is where I'm going to make my home.
hmm
But all you'll own is earth with a little e until you paint with all the colors of the wind.
I love that because, you know, it's I think the earth is something that Gaia is something that deserves just so much love and gratitude.
Yes.
And to try, to think of claiming ownership of that instead of just loving it and giving it gratitude every day, it
Right. And learning to live
speaks
with
to, I
it.
think, yes, it speaks
Be
to,
a part of it.
yeah, it speaks to exactly what the song is saying. And I think that's so beautiful. And all too often, I guess there are others that feel a different way. But that is the flavor of this wonderful experience, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
What a beautiful song.
Yes, thank you, Stephen Schwartz, and
Oh my
thank you,
gosh,
Judy
yes.
Kuhn,
Yes.
for presenting this beautiful song to us. It, yeah, I I'm inspired to go paint again with all the colors of the wind.
Oh, that's
I
beautiful.
really, really, really resonate with this song. And I
Yeah.
hope that each and every one of you were able to receive too, from this episode.
Yes. Yes.
We appreciate you so much. We love you all. Thank you so, so much for being here with us today on
Lyrical.
Wisdom.